Welcome to the Cleve Loveland Loaner Ranger Show, Loveland Report. Every weekend we give you your mortgage and real estate news, as I've been doing for over 25 years here in Central Florida. My family's probably sold one of those rooftops on your street in the last 50 years, as we've been all around Central Florida helping people buy, sell, and manage their investment properties. And I've got Bruce Woodburn here who's got the safe full of money.
Oh, my gosh, do I have a safe full of money to give away. Just can't wait to give some more money away today.
What's the rate on that money?
Oh, my God.
How do you do with
I'll tell you what. Here's my opinion of it. We all know, like, there's no way that you are unless you're living in a rock or you're living in a homeless shelter, you got to know that rates are going up. And it was funny because I had a client call me yesterday, Cleve, and he's like, well, you know, I'm thinking about refining. And I said, oh, great. I said, what do you want to do? He says, I want to lower my rate. I said, well, what rate do you have? He says 2.99. I'm like, dude.
What radio commercial you listen to?
Well, where you been, man?
He's on PBS.
That was like last December, okay? Here's the thing. Rates are going up. They're going up pretty steadily. Sometimes we're having what's called intraday price increases. So it absolutely does happen. Things are moving forward. The Fed's already made an initial rate hike. They're going to raise it another 0.5 point. They're already threatening that they could have as many as 6 rate hikes this year.
And the thing with this market we've got, the market is still hot, Bruce. We've still got very low inventory. We've got less than 2,500 homes for sale, which is about what it was in 2006 before the wheels came off the bus. Now, the wheels are not going to come off this bus, though. We've got very, very low inventory. The builders have no homes. The builders are the ones that broke our backs in 2006, 2007 when they started delivering all these new homes. So we don't have that going on right now. We got a lot of people coming to Florida, and COVID amplified that, showed that our taxes are better, our weather's better. We're not going to lock you in your house and weld the door shut. And it's just a better state to be in. So Florida's going to be a more expensive state. And Bruce, my hardest problem right now is all these buyers I've got at $350,000. That's kind of a starter home.
Well, it is a starter home. Quite frankly, I got the numbers out. These are Seminole County, but they're about the same as everywhere else around town. So right now, the median price as of February was $365,990.
Yeah,
$365,990.
Yep.
So that's gone up from what was a year ago was $305 from February 21. Then it was $272. Then it was $252. So I mean, we're experiencing. You can expect to make $50,000 a year on your house at least.
Just about, and it's gonna slow. I mean, like they talked, we've had almost over 20% appreciation depending on your price point in the past 2 years. We're talking about this year's going to be 15 to 18, and you know, I just sold. It's funny how things will pop in like a little neighborhood. They'll pop. We just sold a condominium in Orlando for $120,000. Well, the highest sale previous to that was like 80 or 90. This is a little 1-bedroom apartment. Now, what's going to happen is all the neighbors are going to go, "Oh, I can get 140 or 130 when that closes," and it's going to pop 10 more people onto the market. So these little things happen and circulate. But the thing I think is to be wary of. You know, the hard part I'm having for people now is where are you going to go? I can sell your house. We're going to get you top dollar. I'm going to show you how to stage it, how to get it all prepped. But then we're going to have to work on the next problem. Can you buy without selling?
So you really need to take, and that's why you and I work well together, because that client needs to feel comfortable, because they get nervous about that. What if I got a buyer for my house, but I haven't found the house I want yet? I can't buy the house I want yet because they don't take a contingency on the one I got to sell. So it takes people like us to look at that and do what we can to remove all contingencies. So there's many things that you and I do to help our client when it comes to that. And one of the things that we do is to do what we can on removing every contingency that we possibly can. So I've got one right now, client moving from Texas. They needed to sell their home, but they didn't have to sell their home. So she's going to pull money out of her 401k to put 5% down on the house here. She qualifies with her current mortgage in Texas. I got them in no contingency. Contract accepted yesterday. Now their house goes on the market. They'll end up selling it and putting more money down.
And just in case, let's say they didn't, or something happened to the Texas house, you can recast the mortgage.
I'm going to recast.
You know what? I mentioned that. I have other loan reps from other companies. Bless their little hearts, will come wandering by my office sometimes, or I'll run into them at a function, and they say, well, I've got great products. And I'll just ask them about a couple of your different products that you've got that are just amazing, unbelievable, as you would say. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Absolutely. Like I've got a third eye on my forehead. And it just amazes me. That's one thing that CrossCountry has done. And I've been in this business for a long time, and I've always watched. That's one thing I learned is everybody's got the same rates.
Right.
And then people say they have different products, but you actually do.
I absolutely do have different products. Matter of fact, I've got products that I don't think most companies do. First of all, I do all kinds of renovation loans. I do renovations on FHA. Well, there's a lot of lenders that do that, but I have my own department that specializes in most lenders. If you go to a lender that doesn't do a lot of construction loans or renovation loans, I'm going to tell you, run from them as fast as you can. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a specialized products, renovation, construction perm, FHA construction perm, VA construction perm. So listen, I just went back and we went and redid all of our construction perms. Now I'm doing FHA construction perms back at 3.5% down, and I'm doing 100% financing VA construction perms. 100% financing VA construction perms. There ain't a lender that I know of anywhere that's got that problem. If you're a veteran, you don't want to get in the rat race of buying in one of these communities that you can't even park your jet ski in the side yard.
Yep.
You want to build your own home? 100% financing.
Well, I'm seeing that happen in some of the smaller, older homes, and they're on a decent-sized lot. That's one thing about the new neighborhoods do have small lots. The builders want as many homes in there as possible. But you go into some of these older, more established neighborhoods, and maybe there's an old zombie house that's just been deserted or was locked up in probate for 10 years.
We can renovate those homes.
Those can be renovated or scrape it and build new, and you can do that with your construction perm or the renovation loan.
Absolutely. Listen, if you want some assistance, you want the right guidance, give Cleve a call at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. If you have questions for the loan arranger or you'd like to apply for a mortgage online, please go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com, or call me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144. What you got?
Numbers. And what's amazing here is inventory still down from a year ago, about 30% down, but the number of new listings is actually up. People going on the market, which is good.
Okay.
And that's more people coming on the market February of this year than February of last year. Number of new contracts, nearly identical, even with higher interest rates. So that's good.
Our new clients have not slowed down one bit.
But here's the number that it's always true. It's almost like the law of physics. 10% of the market, about 10% of whatever's active for sale, doesn't sell. And I'm getting these calls from people. So if you know somebody, it's funny.
1 out of 10 homes doesn't sell.
They give up. They withdraw. They expire. Something happened. And I am an expert at fixing these things. And I'm getting those calls again, Bruce, whereas before it's like everything would sell. Even if it didn't have doors and windows. And you see the TikTok about the guy selling the plastic playhouse for $150 a square foot.
Right.
It's got 18 square feet, And so, but homes are not selling, and if they're not, it's usually something very simple. Not always price, but I'm seeing some very simple fixes. And it's usually missing the ball on staging. It's missing the ball on prep work. It's missing the ball on making it available. And I can show people how to do this and how to make it right. And sometimes they just don't know what's their next move. What do? They hear about how real estate's great and it's all over TV, but then they don't sell and they're like disenchanted with the whole process. I can fix that for you. Call me at 407-352-8118.
Yes, or call the loan arranger at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or go to my website at WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve, I got a couple of classes that I'm going to do here. I've got a class I'm sponsoring called Real Estate Relations. Now, this is not being trained by me. I am going to be a speaker in this, but if you are a real estate agent and you want to elevate your business to the next level, Tina Valiant, a real estate trainer. I've been to one of her classes. I've met with her several times. I think she's got a great program. So if you want to elevate the way you're getting business, the way you're handling your business, then I happen to have 4 extra tickets available for Monday the 4th and 5th. It's an all-day event that will be at the DoubleTree Hilton in Orlando. And then I'm teaching a real estate outreach class. This is so young people can understand how to build credit, how to open credit, how to manage their credit, how to save, how to budget. And I'm going to be teaching a class on February the 13th at 6 p.m. will be a Zoom class. Go to webringyouhome.com to my events page, and you'll see all the classes that I'm teaching there.
All right. Got some articles here out of Fox Business I want to talk about. This always cracks me up. The best place to buy a beach home. And this is an article. Yeah. This is all articles about how beach homes have appreciated around the country. But I'm going to tell you, don't buy that beach home. We'll buy you an investment property. We'll leapfrog you out of your house. Yeah, there you go. Another big hole in the hole in the water to throw your money into. Everybody I've met in my 30 years in real estate that buys the beach home, unless they're retiring there and they're not working, they are actually there, and then maybe they do their summers up in the Hamptons. But when you do that, everybody I run across after a couple of years of paying those condo dues, and they think they're going to use it 5 days a week, and they use it 5 days a quarter,
right?
And they try and rent it out, and they just break even on them, and they're not as good an investment as a rental property. And I'd say have a rental property, make a ton of money on that, and then spend a month at the Ritz-Carlton.
I am absolutely amazed at how many people are buying properties and turning them into Airbnbs that people are going to rent that aren't even on the beaten path. Like my friend Alan, he's got a house and he rents his out on Airbnb. I'm like, dude, you're in Sanford by the airport. And and it's a beautiful home. It's got a little pond and everything. But I'm like, do people come from New Jersey and Canada and want to rent one of these places like that? Like, I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't think that would be the case. He's like, dude, I am booked up. Yep. So, I mean, you think that you want to do an Airbnb, I'm going to do it on the beach, or I'm going to do it on
it's
a river.
Some work. Somebody's got to work on that.
Right.
And so, but one thing I'd say, I could tell you another story about a gentleman coming to town buying some Airbnbs. You're doing his loan. He has one in another city.
Yeah.
Well, he got a professional squatter.
Oh, beautiful.
She's blackmailing him, greenmailing him, whatever you want to call it. She won't leave. He's trying to sell that house because it's an older home, needs a bunch of work, and he was going to sell the big one, buy 3 little homes to Airbnb, which is much smarter. And he's got somebody holding him up for $10,000. So she won't move out. They won't move out, and she's got them.
What state is that in?
That is in I can't remember.
Because
Utah.
You don't usually find that in Florida.
Well, this woman knew the laws, knew everything going on, and just professional squatter, and you can't get rid of her. So he can't, and she knows she's got him over a barrel. And $10,000 by the time
Guido will get rid of her.
Yeah. So if you know a guy, but anyway,
if you know a guy,
all these things have. That's why we manage about 80 properties. I like, I call it a semi-passive investment. It's not totally passive. I might call you and say, hey, you want to replace the dishwasher? You want to Band-Aid it?
Right.
I think we should replace it. What do you think? Or your value's this. Do you want to keep renting? The lease is almost up. We're going to raise the rent $200 this year. And that's what I call semi-passive. I love talking to my landlords, but I don't want to do it a lot about the house and about problems. We don't have problems with our tenants on the ones we manage because of the screening process up front. It's just like giving a mortgage to somebody that doesn't have a job. It's not going to work out too well. And so a tenant, we're looking for, if the rent's $2,000, I'm looking for about at least $5,500 a month in income and a good savings and good credit, and not 7 cats.
Well, everybody, and everybody's different. On some of my rental properties, I may be interested in just making sure I'm breaking even because I'm also getting the appreciation. I don't do my rental properties as short-term rentals. Mine are long-term rentals. So I have a lot of equity in them. Most of them are all paid off. And I have a little bit of profit on them. Mm-hmm. But I'm not doing an Airbnb. That's not my thing. I don't have.
It's a job.
And I tell people that I'm like, you don't understand how much you're going to have to put into that. Mm-hmm. I know people that have done it. It's not just a plug and play.
And it's funny. There's a couple glamour shows on TV that glamorize it and talk about you'll make this much money on your vacation home. Well, I'd love to see their tax returns and hear their stories after the end of the year.
But if you are interested in buying investment properties, call me. We can run the numbers for you. You can make that decision. Cleve will go out and find you the property. You can reach Cleve at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com. You can reach the loan arranger, get qualified for your mortgage, find out what it's going to take to become an investor, or you can use our Leapfrog program and then work that property into being an investment property. The loan arranger can be reached at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Stay tuned. We've got some important things to talk about the market and what's going on in your neighborhood. Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. Cleve, what you got going on there with your listings now?
A couple of listings. I got a commercial piece of property in Cocoa, and this is 500 feet of frontage on US 1, plus a 2,000 square foot building. It's about 5 acres. That's going to be $1.3 million. So a great place for like a self-storage lot, a growing area. It's funny how all the growth.
1.3 acres.
5 acres for $1.3 million plus a building. But it's all the growth coming up out of South Florida, right along. Everything's getting more expensive as you come up through Melbourne and Cocoa Beach and everything along there. So this area is going to grow. And then I've got this listing in Dr. Phillips. And this is a beautiful house. It's one of my dream homes, I think, on the Sand Lake chain of lakes. And this house is $1.875 million.
That's not bad for chain of lakes.
Chain of lakes. So and what's beautiful about this chain of lakes, you can park your boat out in the middle of the water there. You're looking at the iDrive skyline and the SeaWorld fireworks on one side. You can see the glow of the red lights on I-4 because you're looking across. Right. You can't see I-4, but you can see the glow of the traffic lights from all the stopped cars. But then you see the Point Orlando skyline, the Orlando Eye, all the rides they've got down there, the big tall coasters and everything. And then across the other way, look to the west, and you got Disney fireworks.
Right.
And then Universal fireworks to the north. So it's just a beautiful location.
So that house is 1.875.
1.875, and it's 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, plus a den, plus a bonus room, and it's got 4,400 square feet, about 6,000 square feet under roof. Front patio, back patio, second floor terrace, 3-car garage, and just a gorgeous home, tile roof. And boat dock, pool, all the
sounds
extras.
like a bargain.
So real quick, we worked up payments on that. Tell everybody what that was.
So, if you went with a traditional jumbo loan, interest rate would be, let's say, approximately 3.875. You'd pay about a point and a quarter right now to get a 3.875 on a jumbo with good credit. And your payment on that, including taxes and insurance, would be about $8,714 a month. Your total out of pocket would be about $415, $416. So that's a traditional jumbo. That's with somebody with great credit that's got cash reserves. It's super solid qualifier. Now, let's just say that you're one of those people, because I've been telling you about my loans for 3.5% and 5% down. Yep. So I'll go 3.5% to $1.5 million. I'll go 5% down to $1,750,000. Yep. So this one at 1.875, it came to about 6.5% down.
Yep.
Way lower than any jumbo, but no PMI. That priced that at 5.5 rate with no PMI. Uh-huh. Okay, your total out of pocket on that was about $185,000, $185,500, and your payment would be about $11,600.
And the payment on the other was about $8,700.
About $8,700.
So what you're doing is you're keeping $230,000
in the bank,
in the market,
right?
For a little bit more rate, but no PMI.
And
PMI is enormous at that price. So it's
you can't even generally get it.
But that's it. So $9,000 a month or a little more, you're in a $1.8 million home, $1.9 million home.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And on Sand Lake, like that area is going to explode. I can't even imagine what that house is going to be worth.
Well, I remember on this lake I remember in 1999 and 2000, they built some homes for $1 million. They had the Street of Dreams there, and these homes were like $1 million. Everybody's like, no way, $1 million, not
in Florida,
not on the Winter Park chain, not on the Butler chain.
Yeah.
And it's funny because now homes off the water are on single lakes, not on a chain, are getting that, around town.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely. Cleve, what's your phone number?
407-352-8118 or lovelandreport.com.
And if you'd like to reach Bruce Woodburn, if you want to talk to me about one of those jumbo loans or any loan to buy a property, just call me at 407-250-9144, or you can text me at that same phone number, 407-250-9144, or apply online at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. So we're going to come back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. I've got more things to talk about on events that's going on and things that are happening in your neighborhood that you're going to need to know about. What are your values doing and what are interest rates doing? We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. And we are giving you all of your real estate news. Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful weekend. All right. I've got all kinds of news articles here from all kinds of financial publications about how, Bruce, it's getting so expensive to rent that you got to buy a house.
Well, we've been telling people that a long time.
A little while.
Is that really news?
No rich renters. Yeah, that's old news. Yeah. Well, there's no new truths. I mean, the important thing is
no new truths.
And with this bit of inflation we've got and price rising, I think where people miss the boat on their pocketbook is the $400 a month for iPhones, the $700 car lease, and there might be two of them. And if you look at what's on there, and I know you get into this a lot more when you when you see the dirty laundry, when you see the credit reports and everything, and if they don't have that debt, it's funny. I heard a guy talking the other day. I was asking him. He had very well off, several homes paid for, and I said, "How'd you get your start?" Because he's where I want to be when I'm retired. And he goes, one thing my dad taught me when I was young, and this is in the 40s. He goes, interest is money you will never get back."
Right.
And that's one thing he always did. He used mortgages, but he always focused on getting them paid off.
Sure.
And he said kind of the same thing about these people with massive car payments and too much credit card debt.
Absolutely. But you know what? You look at those people. How many people can you look at that have owned real estate and lost money? The only time that I would have ever lost money is if I bought in 2006 and sold in 2009. Right?
Yeah, and they said nobody got hurt if you owned for more than 10 years.
If you owned for 10 years, you were fine. Yep. Yes, but that situation, and a lot of folks come to you and I and say, "Hey, are we in for another bubble? Are we going to have another crash?" Here's the reality, in my opinion: we will have a pullback. We won't have a crash.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to completely crash. I don't know what Crazy Joe's going to do because I can't see anything that this administration does that makes any sense.
Well, you and I have been through
to
3 or 4 of these speed ups and slowdowns.
Absolutely.
And one thing about Florida is we're usually last to enter the slowdown and first to
get out.
And so that's what's great about our economy. And this
Absolutely.
and I think COVID was something that everybody thought would slow us down. And it slowed certain things down, but
didn't throw our business down.
What jumped to the top of the pile was that, hey, Florida's a great place to be.
Absolutely, and if we can live remotely, we don't have to be in a city anymore. We can be outside the city.
Yep.
So here's a couple of things that I think you can think about. Look, if you can work remotely and you live out of state, then move to Florida. We'll help you hook up with a home here. If you are considering buying a home, but you're struggling with how do I get the equity out of mine? Can I list mine and buy another one at the same time? How do I remove contingencies? That's what we do as experts.
How do we call?
Call me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com.
Cleve Loveland, always working, 407-352-8118, or LovelandReport.com. We answer a lot of questions, Bruce. It doesn't mean you're doing it next week.
Absolutely.
I talk to a lot of people 3, 6, 9 months before they're ready to do something, but I help them with a lot of things and save them a lot of money and a lot of heartache along the way with questions in their mind. I'm like, no, we can do that this way. There's 3 different ways to fix that problem. And a lot of people just don't know, but I do this hundreds of times a year.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And we will always do things that serve our clientele, not things so you can sell another house or I can do another mortgage. I promise you that will never happen on our watch. Now, there are a few things that I think are important that people understand, and that is how to navigate through this process that you and I help them with. But there's something that I'm finding that is of dire need right now. Now, we all know that the old interest rates that we had last year, even last week, they don't exist anymore.
Yep.
Every day, I'm just telling you guys, every day interest rates are going up. Not even every day, sometimes intraday. So it's not uncommon for me to see the bond market going south and interest rates jump up, or they start one thing in the morning and they're already up midday. So I am not in what's called a floating bias. I'm in a locking bias. If you can get it today, lock it today.
Yep.
Now, all of you folks that did not refinance, I know you were too busy, you couldn't get around to it, you had other things on your plate. I know it. I get it. But I'm going to tell you something. Some of you needed to consolidate, and you didn't. And you have equity in your property. And now your interest rate that you're going to get is going to be higher than it would have been. It's okay. I want to analyze your situation. If I can consolidate debt,
let's just get rid of a credit card.
Well, let's just say I get rid of $1,000 a month in payments, but your mortgage payment goes up $200, then I got an $800 a month savings. Apply the $800 toward your mortgage, and now you have no debt and a 15-year mortgage.
And the same net worth.
Even though it's hard for people to grasp, oh my God, I'm going to go from a 3.5 to a 4.25. Yes, but I'm saving you this much money. Now, listen, don't get sucked into this with just anybody. I will tell you whether it's the right thing to do or not. You will not get a sales pitch from me. You're going to get the truth. I turn down more people, or I discourage more people than I do encourage them. You call the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
Or Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118.
Yep, or CleveLoveland.com. Or the LovelandReport.com.
Right. I got that back from the Russians.
You got wherever we need. Okay.
Bruce, springtime home buying, people are optimistic about it. I am getting more calls to list properties than I have been the past 9 months, which is good.
Listings are up.
So hopefully listings will go up, and we've just got this backlog of people. New construction. Most builders are kind of hanging on. They're saying 6 to 9 months to build a house instead of 3 to 5. I do have some builders out there. One of your favorite builders. It's got some inventory homes.
Yep. Got Hanover
actually
Family
got inventory
Builders.
Homes will be done in a couple of months, and a bunch of them in a new community. Great prices, great homes, and they are out there. And this is why, when the builders get their supply chain stuff sorted out, which they will, and they start shortening their time to build a house, we'll go back to where we've got 5,000 homes for sale. I just looked at 2019. You know how many homes we had for sale in Central Florida?
How many?
Or excuse me, end of 2018.
Okay.
About 8,000 homes for sale.
How 9, many now?
And now we've got less than 3,000.
Okay.
So it's slowly been ticking down. But when we get around this 3,000, 3,500 mark, that's when you start seeing the multiple offers. And when we had 4,000 homes for sale, we saw multiple offers below 200, below 250.
Right.
And that went away. So then the inflation hit, and then we got the 2.5% interest rates, and it was just off to the races.
Absolutely.
So catching up that.
So now you're seeing rates hike. We've already had one Fed hike. We're going to have another one where they're threatening they could do as much as 6 more rate hikes. The federal bank or central banks have raised their rate. That caused Jerome Powell to decide to raise rates. He's forced to do that to slow the economy down. They're thinking the economy is going too strong. They want to slow the economy down. I think getting gas prices down would be a good start for me. I would like to see that, but I don't see that happening up. I don't see any pipelines opening up. But here's the thing. Expect that rates are going to be higher. But I want you to don't get blindsided by that, Cleve, because if rates are not 2.5 and now they're 4.5 or 5.5 probably in another 2 weeks, if that's what they are, it doesn't matter as long as you can swing the payment. But most importantly, are the houses continuing to go up in value? Because if you think about this, if I don't care what the rate is, if you buy a home and you put 3.5% down, and that appreciation only goes up by 3%, you have an 86% return on your investment.
You're making money. Yeah, you're making money.
86% return at 3% appreciation. We don't need 15 and 20. Cleve Loveland. How do you reach you, Cleve?
407-352-8118 or lovelandreport.com.
Or the Loan Arranger. If you've got a question about a mortgage or like to apply to refinance or purchase a home, I'd love to be the guy to help you. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. You can also tune into my show, the Loan Arranger Radio Show, on Sundays at 11 o'clock, same station on WDBO. If you don't get WDBO real well on 580 AM, you can switch your radio to 107.3 HD FM. Not regular FM, but HD. So if you got a car that's built, say, after 2016, you probably have HD. I didn't even know I had it. But when I switched over that, I got my own station coming in loud and clear.
All right. Got some emails here about getting my house ready to sell. How much work do I need to do? I think I need a new kitchen. I think I need new tile floors. I'm just going to say stop, pump the brakes, call me, and I will get you my 50-point checklist on what you do and do not need to do. Most of the time, we're spending about 1 to 2% of the price of a home, and when I walk in to see people, they want to spend about 5 to 7% of the price of their home to do work. In this market, you don't need to do that. You need to save that for your next offer to sweeten it up, make it look better with a larger deposit, with help you qualify to buy without selling, so we don't have that roadblock of nobody taking your contract because it's contingent on your closing. So I can help you with all these things. Just call me at 407-352-8118.
Absolutely. And if you're considering getting into this market, if you are a real estate agent and you are having trouble because your clients are not being chosen as the winning offer, it's because they have not been positioned to be able to look like the winning offer. I'm getting realtors call me every day, Cleve, going, this client's getting discouraged. They've made 5 offers, 6 offers, and they're not getting accepted. And I'm like, why? Well, they're coming in at full price offer. Why? Are they getting beat out to cash? No, I don't know. Well, why don't you know?
You need a stronger realtor.
You need a stronger realtor.
Plus, get fast-tracked.
Or you had to be fast-tracked. So when my clients are positioned so they are as close to cash as you can possibly be. And I give the seller a guarantee that if we don't close on time, I pay the seller up to $500 a day. Does your lender, does your credit union, does Rocket Mortgage, does any bank you have out there guarantee the seller that they're going to pay them if the closing date is missed? I don't know anybody that does that. The Lone Ranger does it. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or WeBringYouHome.com.
Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118.
All right, Cleve, we got a couple more minutes here on this segment. I want to talk a little bit about construction renovation loans. So you mentioned the ugly duckling in the community, right? Yep. So you found a community. There's no homes available except for this one that's not so
pretty
nice.
Rough. Yeah,
it's rough. Okay, it needs a new kitchen. The roof's bad. Probably needs updated plumbing.
10 cats live there. Yeah,
but the footprint's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not a complete tear down, but it's a gut.
Yep,
I got it. I can take care of that.
So let's say it's a 450 house and it needs 150 of work. What's your ratio? Like how much can you be a reno loan before it turns into like a construction loan?
As long as you don't go twice as much in reno as you paid for that
Wow,
house.
okay. That's awesome. Okay.
Right?
Wow.
So if you as long as you're and stay under 647, because I'm not doing them on jumbo.
Okay.
But is the total loan amount 647?
I don't know. I don't see too many homes that need more than
150,000.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Unless you're up above that jumbo level.
And what would you pay for that? If you're going to pay $150,000 into a house, I want to buy a house that if I do that, by the time I'm finished,
the neighbors are selling for that price.
It's at that price, right? I don't want to overpay.
Yeah.
But on my FHA 203K rehabs, you're limited on how much work can be done on those, a little bit more. But I can go up to 110% of value.
So and this is what I see people, and the thing I see, I like those loans because when people buy a fixer-upper, it's what I usually say is they say, oh, we're going to do this little bit by bit. Now, unless you are in that business of fix-up, people never do it.
I'm not doing owner-builder. I'm not doing self-help.
But I mean, like the husband on the weekend is going to bust out and tear down that wall and renovate
you have
the kitchen.
so many days to perform the work.
Yep.
You can't do it willy-nilly. I'm not, unless you want to buy the home for cash.
I'm saying they're better off with the renovation loan than thinking
and get it done.
The wife's going to put on the honeydew list and make me do it, which is you'd laugh about that.
But you have a lot of you folks out there have got beautiful homes. You got a lot of equity, but you're like, God, I just can't stand this kitchen or this bathroom is making me just sick. I got to get a new bathroom. I need new floors. Then let's do a total renovation on your home. I've got the products. You call the Lone Ranger at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com.
Or Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118 or LovelandReport.com.
All right, so we're going to be back in just a few minutes. I want to talk when we come back about young folks that need help that have not gotten it. They don't have direction on credit, establishing a checking account, balancing a checking account, opening credit when they get into college. And I'm doing a class on that. We're going to talk about that when we get back. So stay tuned for Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Be back in 5 minutes.
Welcome back to the longest running real estate radio show in the world. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate, doing this show for over 25 years, alongside the Loan Arranger, giving us all of our mortgage news. I've got the real estate news, talking about how to get your house ready to sell. How do you buy another house in this market when people won't take your contract contingent on your home closing? How do you get your offer accepted? Make sure you're fast-tracked with the Loan Arranger. But Bruce, we were both talking about, nobody taught me how to handle money. I had a great education, was a straight A student, and I got half a semester of college before I realized I love the freedom more than I love college.
Or you loved the credit card. You thought it didn't have an ending balance.
My first credit card I maxed it the first week I got it. Never
did
paid
I
it off.
screw it up going? I just thought it was free money.
I think this is what people are lacking from a regular education and how to handle money like this.
Well, and even if you are responsible and you think you have responsible kids, I don't know about your kids, but my kids don't listen to me as well as they would listen to a stranger. Even my wife, I could say, I've been telling you that for years. And she goes, yeah, the guy at Publix told me this. And I'm like, honey, I've been telling you that for years. You believe the guy at Publix before you believe me. So, excuse me, even our children may not get it. So I decided I'm going to teach a class on opening up a checking account, balancing a checking account, creating a budget for yourself, things that are just not fun. They're not sexy. Okay, but you got to have it. So then your kids, this is going to be appealing to like 17 to 27-year-old kids. Your kids go into college, they're going to get bombarded with credit cards. Like they're going to give them credit cards. They have no means of paying them back. Mm-hmm. But all my kids had credit cards going into college. All of them did, but they had limits on them. They knew, they were trained on how to use them. So when they came out of college, and Paige isn't out of college yet, but Chase is, he bought a house within 1 year of graduating from college. Within 1 year.
Yep.
Now, he just turned 24. He's up for number 2. He will have a whole a portfolio of properties and amass a lot of wealth. There is no question about it. And I want to teach children how to budget, how to save, how to manage credit, how to build credit, how to do all those things that are super important to understand that maybe they didn't listen to you on. So get them into my class. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be on April the 13th at 6 p.m. That's April the 13th at 6 p.m. On WeBringYouHome.com. Go there and register in advance. Any young folks that you think might benefit from that, it's the first class I'm doing. It's only designed to help your kids. Get into that class. Go to WeBringYouHome.com.
All right, Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118. But stuff like that, Bruce, is very important. And I have, like the homes we manage about 80 properties for landlords. And I'll have some of the tenants start paying me like a month of rent in advance. And I'll call them up and say, hey, don't do that. Well, I got the money. Don't do that. Do you have a savings account with 3 times your monthly expenses in it? What are my monthly expenses? I'm like, I don't know. Add those up. Figure that out. But this is the key. It's not taught in high school.
No.
And it's not taught I've learned everything I've learned about money hanging out with rich people.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you got more money than me. I'm going to go buy the bigger pile.
And I'm going to listen to you.
I'm going to listen to you. So, and it's funny because everybody's looking for the get rich quick thing.
There is no get rich.
There isn't. There's no new truths. But the main thing, like somebody like your son, who starts saving 20% of his income now and bought his first home.
And he doesn't make a lot of money. So don't think that my son makes a lot of money. He doesn't.
But I think the main thing is save. Whatever you make, if you're not saving 10 to 20% of your yearly income or your monthly income every month, you're going to live differently when you go to retire. And I've seen this move when we're selling the $700,000 home and you're going into the manufactured home park. Now, that's a bad thing. But if you want to have a little more freedom, teach your kids how to save money. This is a great class.
Yeah, well, and I'm really excited about it. I haven't taught it before, but a financial planner told me this: either you make the decision today to save that money, or the decision will be made for you when you hit 60 years old.
Yep.
Thank you for joining the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the Loan Arranger, and Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. We appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday afternoon. We will be back next Saturday, same time, same place. Thank you for joining us.